What is going on, guys? Get123 here, and just yesterday, Rockstar released their second trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. So today we are going to be taking a look at that trailer. I'm going to be pointing out some of the things that I noticed, my thoughts, my opinions, and stuff like that. So, if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please drop a like down below. And also, thank you to James Campbell, Malachi Watson, and Steven Chavez for the support on my last video. So why don't we start this trailer back over at the beginning and jump right into it. So right off the bat, we are greeted by that beautiful Rockstar logo and given this nice shot of some of the scenery, some of the mountains. And so what I want to do real quick is pause here. Let's briefly talk about the environment. It looks like this is a step up from GTA 5 in terms of, I don't know, I guess how realistic the nature looks. You can see the fog effects and the lighting effects kind of coming over those clouds that are suspended over that mountain. And also, if you look to the right side of the screen, you can kind of see those rays of light shooting through those trees, illuminating the fog. It looks like Rockstar definitely improved the graphics on that side of things. But let's continue. Since we are talking about graphics, I want to pause here and point out just a few things that I noticed. You know, not to be a stickler on graphics, because I know gameplay always matters more than graphics, but I am not impressed with these graphics here on this rock. They just tend to look a little flat. I mean, I feel like we've seen these graphics from like 10 years ago. I don't know. And then look at that sleeping bag rolled up. That looks especially flat to me as well. I'm not impressed by that at all. I mean, not only texture-wise, but even polygon-wise, you can actually make out some sharp edges and corners on that sleeping bag. I mean, why does that have corners? It should be round. So again, I'm not trying to crap all over this game for its graphics, but, you know, this game's coming out in 2018. I definitely think that people's expectations as far as graphics are being set higher and higher, and I'm not sure that this game stacks up to other AAA games coming out in the year 2018. I mean, who knows, these graphics might not be finalized, but even in this scene here, that fire, I mean, the fire doesn't look bad, but I've also seen better fire. But again, I want to reiterate that gameplay trumps all. These are just things that I noticed. So here we are riding into town. We got a nice shot of the birds, and then some more really dramatic lighting there. Let's take a pause right here at the face. There was something about the scene that lacked some human emotion for me. You know, this kind of fell somewhere in the uncanny valley, where it was somewhat realistic, but there was something missing. But after watching it back a couple times, I think I figured out what it is. If we go back a couple seconds, we have these two people engaged in conversation. The guy in the hat is talking to the younger guy in front of him about how his mother is still mourning his father. It's a relatively serious topic.
Maybe when your mother's finished mourning your father, I'll keep her in black, on your behalf.
And I realize where the disconnect for me takes place and why this scene failed to captivate me. Let's watch it just one more time. These two people are engaged in a serious discussion, then it cuts to a close-up of his face, and for some reason, while addressing this young guy about his deceased father, he's staring at the top of his head. Look where those eyes are looking. That is definitely not eye contact, and then as we continue to roll the scene, the eyes kind of ambiguously drift down, and there we have that intensity of the eye contact. So in my opinion, I think this was probably an oversight. I think they probably didn't think that people would notice that. And yes, it was very brief, very quick, and very subtle, but that is simply not how humans communicate, and for me it was just enough to distract me and really just break the immersion and the believability of the scene. And again, I realize I'm being very critical here, but I simply hold Rockstar games to a very high standard just because they're usually so good with their games and their attention to detail. But okay, on that note, I'm done ranting about that. Let's continue on with the analysis. So picking up right after this close-up shot, we get the Red Dead 2 screen, and then this is where the action picks up. We've got bandits in the woods, we've got a train on fire. This is probably going to be the meat and the potatoes of the game. The thing that makes it worth playing is these action sequences and these missions, and of course also the people that you meet along the way. These are going to be the things that are developing the story and driving the plot. And so here we get to see some of the different landscapes in the game. You can see the swamp looks really cool. I like the lighting effects in the swamp, and also the forest. I feel like if there's one thing this game has on point, it is those ambient lighting effects, just really lighting up the scenes nicely. So this scene here with the explosions and the gunfiring and all this, I feel like this is really a homage to GTA 5, especially walking away from the burning house just as they did in GTA 5. You can tell this is definitely a Rockstar game. And so really, I didn't notice quite as many things in the second half of the trailer as the first. Maybe it's just because of how hectic the pace picks up at the end, but that's pretty much my opinions on the trailer. I do think that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be a great game. I know that in this video I criticized it a little bit for its graphics and stuff, but again, at the beginning I said that this is simply my opinions and the things that I noticed. But gameplay-wise, I'm sure this game will most likely be spectacular. I just hope that it has the graphics and also the human qualities to, I don't know, I guess drive the character development, because if it has a lot of scenes lacking what I deem to be realistic human interaction, it might be a little bit hard to get into the immersion. So that one scene back there may have just been a fluke. But I'm sure at the end of the day, this game will be great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I mean, I've done more detailed breakdowns in the past. This was just more kind of a quick video pointing out the things that I noticed my first time watching it through and the things that were going through my mind. So if you'd like a breakdown that goes into a little bit more detail and examines, you know, potential characters and things like that, those are out there. Go ahead and search for them. But this wasn't really intended to be that. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like down below if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And on that note, please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I will see you next time.